Are you ready to order, sir?
Why, yes. I'll start with the appetizer TED Talk. Then I'll have one nerd rundown with a side of nerdy trailers, Spidey news, another side of somehow we're gonna connect the Flash movie franchise with the Fast and Furious movie franchise. You know what? On that note, bring it all.
Coming right up.
Welcome back to the Nerd Rundown podcast, where we cover the latest in the nerd world of movies, TV, and more. I'm Darren Stemple.
And I'm Morgan Santo.
Thank you for tuning in on YouTube. And if this is your first time, then please hit the like button, subscribe button, hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss any of our shows that get released throughout the week. But you can also find us anywhere you get your podcasts. You can also find us on all of our social media like Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram, all at the Nerd Rundown. Before we get to the rundown, let's hear a word about our sponsor, Combat the Chaos. It's no secret here at the Nerd Rundown that we support our veterans and our first responders. We ask that you do the same thing through our sponsor, Combat the Chaos. They're a veteran-owned clothing company that donates part of their proceeds to other amazing organizations supporting these warriors and guardians. If you're a veteran, you're at a 57% higher risk of suicide than those who have not served. As a veteran myself, this cause hits very close to home. This shirt and hat are some of the items available if you follow our link in the description down below to combatthechaos.com. Use the discount code NRD for 15% off and help us fight this battle that veterans and first responders so desperately need. Now, back to the rundown.
I never know how to react when a white guy does the running man in front of everyone.
Morgan,
Yes.
That was some white dude dancing, just like what we did last week on the intro. Thank you for going through with that, by the way.
I do what I can.
Hey, welcome back to the Nerd Rundown. We brought up on the roundtable last week that some big shows were coming to an end, Morg, and we named them.
Yes.
We named just a few of them, actually. We didn't name them all because we also I heard you say in my ear when I rewatched, you said the Flash series or the whole Arrowverse. Oh no, I think we did talk about it. It was Barry that I didn't mention, and I wanted to make sure I mentioned that because that has a big audience out there. 4 seasons of a show, you know, that's pretty. I guess you could say that's a good indicator for
I think so.
A good show. But the big one was Succession, which I don't think I really liked the ending to that show.
Okay.
But with you not seeing it, I won't say anything more than that.
Is that a common opinion about the ending?
Yeah, I think it was a divided.
Okay.
A divided opinion. Here's where I think there is nothing but like high praise is for the Ted Lasso finale, which in my opinion, in my own humble opinion, was probably the greatest series finale, not season finale, series finale.
Series.
And you haven't seen this amazing show called Lost, which has a really great series finale. But where do you rank the Ted Lasso finale?
That's tough. I would say it is one of the greatest series finales. And again, it comes to that. They went into it knowing what they were going to do, how many seasons, I believe, and how they were going to tell a story.
Yeah.
And when you do that, I think you're gold. I always think of Schitt's Creek.
Yeah.
I think that's one of my favorite endings as well to a series. And again, it's because they knew we're stopping at our height. We've got this. We know what we're doing. Let's close out a story. Perfect.
You know what other show did that? Halfway through?
Gotham?
Lost. Lost. It's halfway through season 3. They said they're ending it after 6 seasons. They had a couple of bumps in the road with the writer's strike, but
the old strike.
Okay, so you give it high praise.
Yeah.
Now, they did release a video the next day. It's called Richmond Till We Die. If you have not watched it, go on YouTube and watch it. and then head over to the Nerd Rundown. But it it was like a behind the scenes video that it was like throughout the season they were filming and getting the cast's opinion and stuff like that. But at the end of that, man, does it feel like this show isn't over? It's just not gonna have Ted.
I feel like that, but at the same time, I don't know. Can you have this show without him? Would he? Would you be drawn in, or would you prefer a show of let's?
So here, if you're asking that question, if you're asking that question, I already have an answer. Okay, so first of all, you could totally rebrand the show as like just Richmond, and it'd be about the town of Richmond.
True. It's called Richmond,
right?
Yeah.
You can have everybody's back except for Jason Sudeikis as Ted Lasso, and you have a bevy of incredible characters already, to include the incredibly beautiful, stunning, talented Hannah Waddingham, right? Rebecca, the owner of the club.
It was very good. Majority owner.
Majority owner, yes. Great anecdote there. She would be a great lead for a show, right? She already was the female lead on that show, but if she's without Ted, she's the lead of the show.
Oh yeah.
And then it could be kind of centered around Roy Kent as the head coach. Roy Kent is a fantastic character who we're going to talk about the best character arc, but man, right behind the best character arc, it could be Roy Kent because he grew throughout the seasons. So I'd love to see how he handles being a coach, the ups and downs of that. Maybe he becomes a wanker,
Right.
But the best story arc I maybe have ever seen in a show where it's just like, I hate that person, to I absolutely love this person, I want to see more of that person, is Jamie Tart.
Yeah.
So tell me you don't have a show just with those three,
I would just like to say, dear Game of Thrones writers, this is how you do an arc for a character named Jamie, and actually end it correctly.
I did not put those two together. That's a good point.
Yeah, no, I mean his arc is just fantastic. What he was to what he is now, it's perfect. And the way they do it is just great.
And it's really truncated for you because you were late to the show, right? When was it that you caught up? I'm trying to remember. Was it
season was out, or
second season was out, right?
I'm pretty sure second season was in the process of airing episodes.
Okay. So then
I hammered out the first season, and because I caught up to the second season.
Yeah. Okay. I was trying to remember, like, is it super fresh? I couldn't remember if it was like February you caught up on Ted, or if it was during season 2. But that explains. Still fresh, more truncated than most. But man. Good. And then even Keeley's a strong character. She was somebody who in the very beginning I was like, I'm not sure I'm gonna like her, and then you end up instantly loving her. The team really got a great highlight this past season to be like, I would love to see more Danny Rojas. Sam is one of the best characters in the show. Obasanya. Sam Obasanya. Obasanya. I think it's Obasanya. Right? Yeah. Obasanya. What's the captain's name? Lucas, I think.
Zorro.
Connor. Great storyline there. Zorro. Oh, that was a great bit with the mask.
Yeah.
So I'm telling you, there's enough there. They can make it about Richmond. You have Beard, you have Nate. What a great redemption.
Right.
Oh, that scene where he cried to Ted.
Oh, yeah.
If you didn't cry watching that, you're not human.
That was
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that was good.
Get some emotion in your life because, first of all, that's an actor playing that,
They did so many good callbacks and stuff to things.
Oh, yeah. They tied off just about everything except for Keeley, actually.
She didn't really have a
pass-off storyline. I mean, it was nice I do feel like they were like, oh, what do we do with Roy and Jamie and Keely? And they're like, let's just
Just
make the
left
men
it
look
like-
dumb, you know?
Yeah, let's just make them look dumb, and there's nothing decided.
Right. So I don't know, unresolved there, but I love that relationship. I love Roy and Jamie. You know, you had sent a video earlier today that was like a compilation of Jamie Tartt's character arc.
So
And
good.
you know, it's just all culminated when they were at Wembley and Jamie's dad comes into the locker room, and it's one of those scenes it's just kind of hard to watch. And then he punches Jamie, and then Beard takes Jamie's dad out. Sorry, Jamie punches his dad.
The dad.
Beard takes the dad out, and then it's just like awkward. And Roy coming up and hugging Jamie, that was like, woo! I just got chills thinking about it. That's the magic of this show, you know.
It's so good. It's so
it wasn't just Ted. And then you watch this 6.5 minute or so behind the scenes thing. And what do they say at the end? How do they end it? You remember?
I watched it 3 seconds ago and I don't remember.
Yeah, I feel you on that one. What the hell did I just do?
Yeah.
Why am I in this room?
Yeah.
Oh, hi, Jason Sparks. I see you in the show notes. Shout out to Jason Sparks. Where was I just saying? Oh, wow, that was ironic.
Define irony.
How they ended this behind the scenes video was they said, goodbye, Ted. Goodbye, Ted. Goodbye, Ted.
Oh, yeah.
Goodbye, Ted. Goodbye, Ted. Just saying, that sounds like they're saying goodbye to Ted, not
the show.
Not the characters.
Right.
So even Roy on that video, he's like, I could do this until I die. You know, so, this is the most fun. So I think there's enough there. I think you listen. Shrinking is like the next Ted Lasso, I would say. That's a magical show.
I need to watch that. Deanna watched it without me.
Oh, she did?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, we started watching it, but then I got distracted by video games. So I said you could go. I think I was playing Hogwarts.
By the way,
like,
happy birthday to your wife.
Oh, yeah, I was gonna do a shout out at the end.
Sorry, you didn't put it on the agenda.
Well, happy birthday to my wife. Happy birthday to Deanna, turning 36 years old.
Yeah, there you go. We can cut this out if you want.
Nah, leave it in.
Okay.
That was the shout out.
All right. Yeah.
It sounds better.
Happy birthday.
It sounds more right. Something I would do.
I figured you had something up your sleeve, and I was gonna ask. Anyway, Ted Lasso season finale, really great stuff. Succession, not so good. I mean, it's hard to tie off a storyline, right? I feel like Succession ended prematurely. I feel like there was more story to tell there, and you know, the Arrowverse has its super audience. You know, it's
I'm a season behind on the Flash.
You're 9 seasons deep.
Yeah,
on the
I've
Flash
watched it all, man.
from the CW.
I don't know why.
Don't they still do like 22 episodes a season?
They do. So just so you know, when I'm not watching Lost, I'm watching The Flash from the CW. I just want you to know that. I don't know why. I just like.
I could really hurt you, Morgan. I could really hurt you right now because you also have not watched Andor, Succession.
Listen, that show started off pretty good. They did a really good job with The Flash at the beginning, but then it just
you know, Flash's his rogues gallery isn't the greatest, and without a rogues gallery, it's hard to turn 10 seasons of a show into, you know, consistent success. But from the CW standard, yeah, they had a consistent run of success. So good for them. Grant Gustin is going to forever go down as a great Flash.
He's my Flash.
Yeah, so there you go. You know, and then Yellowstone starts up here soon, the last piece of that. So, what's the next Ted Lasso? What's the next Succession? Let us know in the comments what you think. Let's get to the rundown. 2 big trailers premiered last week. It was kind of a weird week scheduling wise where we didn't get a chance to be on the same page about doing reactions for these. So they weren't the greatest trailers in my mind. So I wasn't I was kind of super sad about it, actually, now that I think about it. But I don't think they would have been the most successful reactions. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem, and Jack Ryan Season 4. I will say I did love seeing the Mutant Mayhem, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles trailer, more in the theater than I did on my computer screen. Going to see Across the Spider-Verse this weekend, got some good trailers in, and that one I was like, okay, that was a pretty good trailer. It looked and sounded much better. What did you think of these? What did you think of these two trailers?
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited for the TMNT. I think because I'm excited for the experience. Like I'm sure my son will love it, and I'm excited to take him. And I also like that animation style. Like I don't know, I like the way it looks.
It's cool.
As far as like, was I more excited? No, I think I'm still at the same level. I like seeing some of the mutants. I thought that was cool, and we got to hear Jackie Chan, which I'm excited for that.
Yes, which I didn't even know until this trailer came out that he was Splinter.
That's not the only time we might talk about that man.
I hope so. I hope not.
And then Jack Ryan. I mean, they could show. They don't even have to show anything. I'm just excited for that.
This is Jack Ryan, premieres June 30th.
Yeah,
Amazon Prime. Okay, greatest trailer I saw today.
Yeah, I'm in.
I get you on that. Yeah, the Jack Ryan, but I do feel like, one step back. I feel like Jack Ryan season 3 was the least of the seasons so far. However, this trailer looks damn good, and it's got a pretty incredible synopsis, like the story synopsis here. Synopsis reads: the last season of Tom Clancy's Jack Ryan sees the protagonist embarking on his most perilous mission yet. As the story unfolds, Jack discovers the alarming collaboration of a drug cartel with a terrorist organization. The conspiracy turns out to be much closer to home, challenging our hero's faith in the system that he has strived to protect. That sounds pretty sick. And the trailer was pretty action-packed, right?
Yeah, they're gonna kill him.
Oh, it's like the thing to do nowadays.
Yeah.
Kill the hero in the final.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope not, because I hope that there's like a chance to revisit that character in a future movie or something. Yeah, multiverse. Something. I hope they don't kill him,
Yeah, no, I hope not either. I hope he gets what I would love is like a tease to a team up at the end. Like the show's done and up comes I don't know who, but somebody.
Oh, Michael B. Jordan. I would
take that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, though, I didn't know about Jackie Chan being Splinter, and when I heard it, I was like, is that going to work? First of all, he's Chinese. Splinter's supposed to be Japanese, but whatever.
Majority of the people in the theater probably won't
No,
know.
nobody will know. The mentor role that Jackie has had before in The Karate Kid gives me so much hope, because he was really great as the Miyagi character there. But the one line he got, or simple line he got here, that was funny when he's like, "Hey, we don't use that word like that." I was like, "That's
ratted us out." Hey.
We don't use that word like that.
Yeah,
that line right there, basically all I needed to hear for.
Yeah, I think it'll be good.
Thumbs up, Jackie.
I think it'll be fun. I think it's going to be a fun movie.
Very fun. Seth Rogen is playing Bebop, so that'll be funny. He's already got some great voiceover cred this year with Donkey Kong. So the what is it? The Forever Teenager or something? The Forever Adolescent?
Forever.
Something, I don't know. Really good marketing. I'm excited. After Across the Spider-Verse, animation studios are gonna have to like really step their game up.
Yeah,
because
the animation, that's what they're trying with this animation.
And I think they knocked it out of the park from what I've seen. So, we will see. Now, next on the rundown, we have some Spidey news. it's kind of just a pot full of Spidey news here for a few different characters. Tom Holland's Spider-Man 4 is in a non-active development stage due to the WGA strike, but that means that it was in development prior to the strike happening about a month or so ago. So that's good to know that Tom Holland's Spider-Man 4, it's coming to theaters at some point. Right. Did say Zendaya's in there as well, which I was like, well, that could be an opportunity to bring Gwen in, and
exactly.
What would be good for that is there's a Spider-Woman movie that's also in non-active development, and that's confirmed by Avi Arad, who, he's like, I wouldn't say he's the Feige of Sony, but he's like the Feige of Spidey. He's been the big producer of all the movies.
But is it going to be its own thing?
Yes, it'll be its own thing. What we don't know is it going to be Spider Gwen
or the Spider Woman?
Or the Spider Woman, or but it's live action. So could it be Emma Stone? We don't know. That's the thing. And then also the live action debut of Miles Morales. So that's a lot of Spidey stuff going on. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, with the writer strike, we've seen what writer strikes could do to things and ruin them. So, I mean, as long as they say, hey, sorry, guys, we're not even going to touch this until everything's taken care of and back on track, that's fine, because I want to make sure it's a good movie. Spider-Woman, I feel like I don't care about unless they confirm it's going to be connected to some universe.
Okay. Would you prefer Spider-Woman? Would you prefer Gwen Stacy, Spider-Gwen?
I'd say Gwen, just because I had more of a connection to Gwen.
Yeah.
Now I know we've already got her into the Spider-Verse, across the Spider-Verse, but I think I'd like to see Spider-Gwen. It would be cool if they did an Emma Stone, like Spider-Gwen. I think that would be cool.
with Garfield. That'd be sick.
Yeah, I think that would be pretty cool.
Tune into the Nerd Rundown later this week as Morgan and I are reviewing Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Let me ask this: Haley Steinfeld voices Gwen in those movies. Is that somebody you'd like to see be the live action Gwen?
No, just because she's dark
hair
Hawkeye now.
Oh, yeah, as well as the girl Hawkeye, yeah.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So
Kate
now
Bishop.
It's like, Kate Bishop. You've been introduced in the MCU, now as Kate Bishop. I can't accept you as anything else.
Because you want it tied to the MCU.
Exactly, yeah. So it would just kind of throw me off. And I think it would be too close now to do that, especially the just having introduced her as Kate Bishop and then to immediately throw her in something else. I think people would just be like, eh.
That's a good point. Okay. Miles Morales, what do you think? Like a live action Miles Morales in the MCU or separate from the MCU?
I think MCU. I don't know if there's a better chance that means the MCU can get like full control on Miles. I'm not sure what the legal stuff is.
Yeah.
Does Sony have access to just all of Spider-Man or more just Spider-Man himself? So if you do Miles, it's technically not the same. So, I'd like to see, but yeah, it's going to come. I don't mind waiting a little bit just because Tom Holland is still, he just graduated high school. So I feel like we need some more Tom Holland time before.
Although he didn't, he has to go get his GED.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's true. But you know what I mean? So I think it's too soon to introduce Miles.
Okay.
Let us get this phase of whatever we're building towards with Tom Holland, and then let's start getting Miles towards the end of it, start weeding him in.
Yep.
And have that little mentorship. I think that would be good. And then Miles, I'm sorry, Brett, I think Miles would probably take over as the Spider-Man eventually moving forward.
I have a pretty hot take that may not be such a hot take that I was gonna bring up on the review, but I'll tease it here. Miles Morales in 10 years is going to be more popular than Peter Parker.
Yeah.
And I'll talk more about that on the review.
Yeah.
So stay tuned. Let's move to the DC universe, as we've gotten news about the Batman movie that James Gunn announced back in, what was that, January already? Jeez. Batman the Brave and the Bold, which is an older Batman kind of wrangling in his new Robin. I think it's Damian. Is his Damian?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
Damian's his son, right?
Yeah.
So they hired the writer. It's Christina Hodson, who has actually quite the resume already. She wrote Bumblebee, which was like the highest rated Transformers movie.
It was, yeah.
She wrote
Steinfeld.
Birds of Prey, which has a really huge audience, like a really select audience. I actually never saw it, but a lot of people like it.
It's not that good.
She also wrote the Batgirl movie that got canned before it even saw the light of day.
But early screenings of it said it was better than Thor: Love and Thunder.
Low bar. Low bar. She got hired to write the Fast and Furious sequel. Fast X Part 2, or number 11, really. And she also wrote the screenplay for The Flash, which is getting huge reviews. So she's got a lot of big credits to her name, I'll say that.
Yeah.
I'll put a grade on it.
It's a little bit of a roller coaster.
Yeah. But, you know, it sounds like Andy Muschietti, the director of The Flash, has been hired on as the director. Cannot confirm that right now, but man, there's a video here on Twitter. I'll put in the description. I'll link it, or try to. Actually, I don't think I can link to Twitter. I'll figure that out. Either way, go on to Twitter and look at this, because
on Twitter.
they ask him, you know, if he were to take Batman in a brave and bold new direction, what would you do? And he goes, "Oh, I don't think I can answer that right now." Like, oh, he got hired on as the director.
Yeah.
They probably are just
can't answer.
waiting until The Flash is released to announce. What do you think?
Yeah, that's what they would do. I mean, you only give that answer for a reason. You know what I mean? Like, most people would just, or come up with something outlandish that, you know, would never happen, just like joke it off. But yeah, no, I think it's safe to assume. But they'll wait. Yeah, like you said, they'll wait.
Does this give you hope for the Batman movie?
Yes and no. I think I need to see Flash first, just to see what that's like, because obviously the director and the writer. So I
sounds like he's put some really amazing Batman action in this new Flash movie. So
if the Batman action's good, and especially because I feel like he'd have to do two variety of action with Batman, you know, because we're talking two different Batman and the way they would fight and how they were trained, you know, so he's got to like kind of balance it to show they're not the same, but they are the same, you know.
But they're still badass.
Yeah, so I think if you can pull that off, then yeah, I think, all right, let's do it. Okay.
I think the hiring of Christina Hodson and Andy Muschietti, that's a great duo so far. What I've seen from the Flash movie has been great. Again, great Batman action. Tom Cruise is also a big fan of the Flash, so I kind of like to, you know, take his opinion pretty heavy.
That man knows how to make a movie.
Next on the rundown, he does. Next on the rundown, friend of the show, Dwayne Johnson. Eric's out again on PTO tonight.
Old DJ. Hanging out with DJ.
Hanging out with DJ, probably. Friend of the show, Dwayne Johnson is going to be starring in a new Hobbs spinoff movie before returning to Fast X Part 2. Speaking of, does this get you excited, Morgan?
First of all,
real quick, it's not a. This is also what's kind of dumb. It's not a sequel to Hobbs and Shaw. So
yeah.
it's just...
First of all, do you know how The Rock goes to the bathroom?
No.
he Dwayne's his Johnson. That's classic. I did not watch Hobbs and Shaw,
Oh,
even
really?
though I've heard it's actually
I
one
watched
of
it.
the better films from the franchise.
First half.
The first half. I know they really dive into superhero territory in that.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
And they do in the new Fast and Furious, from what I understand. I think
You know the
Dom
new
lifts a
Fast and Furious
car
cost
with one arm,
$350 million to make.
and it's probably gonna make $10 billion.
My God. What? That's incredible.
Yeah, this doesn't excite me. I don't know. I mean, I was a Fast and Furious man. Like,
Yes.
going to the theater, opening night. I loved them. And then I just stopped caring. I think it's the one where
I was gonna say, what was your
Dom
breaking
goes
point?
bad. When Dom like goes bad.
Oh, I don't even know he went bad.
Yeah, that's the one with Charlize Theron.
But she's in like the last 3 or 4.
Yeah, she's still in them for some reason. She was the big bad guy in that. She like comes back, and I don't know. She just doesn't go away.
None of them go away. None of them
go away. But that one I just
they
didn't
all
see. I
join
was
the
like,
family.
Always room for family.
And that one I definitely didn't see. I caught bits and pieces of it. I think maybe I've seen it in its entirety finally, just from watching like HBO. But
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just, it isn't the same, man. It just isn't the same.
Well, what's kind of spoilery for the most recent Fast and Furious is that it sounds like so first of all, Dwayne Johnson. I'm just gonna call him The Rock now because I can't say Dwayne.
Dwayne's is Johnson.
Yeah. He cameoed at the end of this most recent spoiler, if I didn't say that. He cameoed at the end or mid credit scene or after credit scene.
Yeah, that's not one of them.
And you know, there was a big famous feud between Vin and The Rock, and apparently they buried the hatchet. And so he cameos at the end of that, and now he's making the Hobbs sequel. And apparently Jason Momoa is going to be the big bad in Hobbs, which he just was the big bad in this.
Yeah, he's just the big bad in this. So.
I mean, don't expect a lot of creativity from these people.
Sure.
It is Fast and Furious, but
just now Michelle Rodriguez said there's too many Marvel movies. Just keep that in mind.
Did she really say that?
She did. Yeah. Just remember.
Man, she drives me crazy. Yeah, not excited for that. Fast X Part 2. Are you kidding me? Like, we don't need anything more. So we don't need any more. And last on the rundown, we have How to Train Your Dragon live action Hiccup and Astrid have been cast. And I know you're not a fan of this, but here's who's going to be those characters, because those are the big ones, right? That's Hiccup's the main character, and then he falls in love with Astrid. So Mason Thames, I don't know. I haven't seen anything he's been in. He was on Black Phone. I feel like I've seen his face before, but
I've had to see him in the trailer, I'm guessing. But
yeah, I'll try to throw some pictures up here so you can see him here on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
But also for Astrid, Nico Parker, who you know as Sarah from The Last of Us, Joel's daughter in the beginning, who perishes. So I know you're not a fan of this live action happening. However, the writer, director, and basically producer of the animated films is here to write, produce, and direct the live action. So, what do you think?
So, I'm happy he's attached.
Yeah.
You know, that does help. But no, I just, they got to stop. One, I don't know where the hell they're going to get real dragons. How do they even pull that off for this live action remake? You know, like that's the thing. It's just like the Lion King live action remake. It's just CG. Right? Like that's like, yeah, we're gonna have humans because there's the human element.
Yep.
But I don't know. I just don't need it. I think How to Train Your Dragon is such a good, good movie and series. I
It's
don't need it to be live action. Just leave it. Leave it alone.
the three movies. Listen to this. The three movies have amassed more than 1.6 billion at the box office, which is pretty incredible. That that's they were released. I think the first one was like 15 years ago or so, maybe 10 years or something.
Wow.
I can't think of like I mean, obviously Toy Story is probably gonna have
Those big
more,
ones are gonna have more.
but for like this was. This wasn't Pixar. This was a different studio. So that's it's a pretty big property. It's secured 4 Academy Award nominations, won a Golden Globe. The second one did. So this is a huge franchise, and you don't want to taint this franchise, right? Like, this better be good.
Like, this is just entertaining. It's just a cash grab, is how I view it. I'm just like, all right, let's use this name. Let's just try to make live action, see what money we can make off it.
I'll reserve judgment until I see it. I won't say.
Will we get Gerard Butler as the dad, though?
If we don't get Gerard Butler as the dad, something wrong.
What was the point?
Trailer train?
Yeah, train it up.
And train it up. First on the trailer train, Hidden Strike. And I love a good Jackie Chan team up movie, right? I am a huge fan of Jackie Chan teaming up with Chris Tucker in the Rush Hour movies, or with Owen Wilson in the Shanghai series. He's got great comedic timing, while still doing amazing stunts. He's just one of the all-time great entertainers, Jackie Chan. And we have John Cena, who's really coming to his own as like a comedic, like that's where he's going to make his money, is in action comedy, really. And he's really good at it. And he looks hilarious in this, but this looks like a B movie. Like, but I want to see this,
Yeah. Like, just even like when the words came up and stuff, I was like, it just looks like cheap,
Yeah. I was like, is this going to be a commercial for something,
like a commercial within the movie?
It's called Hidden Strike. It's about an oil war. I don't know. It looks entertaining as all get out.
It does. Like, is this going to theater?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, like, see, I'm not going to go to
can't confirm that.
To see it.
I feel like it said it at the end, had a release date, but I don't know. Maybe it's a streaming. It does feel maybe more streaming.
Yeah, I feel like it should be streaming.
I don't know. I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah, I want to watch it, but
yeah,
I'm not going to go like pay to see. Like, I need it to be part of one of my subscriptions.
It's good to see Jackie Chan. That's twice in one show we've mentioned Jackie Chan, so that's an automatic win.
Mentioned more often.
Man, I love that man. We definitely need to do a presents around Jackie Chan action movies. One thing we don't have a shortage of is great sports movies, because I don't think we can have enough great sports movies, and we might have another one on our hands because Dennis Quaid, first of all, it puts on a performance in this trailer. The Hill. It said it was based off a true story. It didn't give me any more insight into like if this person ever makes it to the big leagues. But basically, Forrest Gump as a kid becoming a major league ball player.
Yeah.
What did you think?
It had me at Dennis Quaid plus baseball.
Exactly.
Dennis Quaid has played baseball in other movies, and I like it. So now he's not playing in this, but he's involved. So I'm sure he's going to have some backstory at some point about how he thought he was going to go to the major leagues, but he gave up that dream. I'm not going to go see it. Just like it doesn't.
It's not a theater movie for me.
This is like if it's Netflix, I'll put it on and watch it with Carson because I'm, he's now really into baseball, so like it'll be perfect and we'll enjoy it. And it looks like it'll be a good little father-son.
I'll sit in my theater over here and I'll have a drink in hand, drinking it, watching it, enjoying it, at home, and I'll just cry in my own movie theater.
That works.
The last trailer was The Outlaws, which I laughed maybe 1,000 times in this trailer. This looks hilarious. What do you think of this one?
Yeah, I think this looks good. I think this will be fun. I love the James Bond joke.
Oh, that was so good.
Yeah, I was like, that's Adam Devine. Always cracks
Adam
me up.
Devine. I was like, oh, what's his name? Adam Devine.
I love Adam Devine.
Bumper.
Yeah. But they're basically master thieves.
They're master thieves. Okay. A straight-laced bank manager, Adam Devine, about to marry the love of his life when his... Is that really how they worded that sentence? A straight-laced bank manager about to marry the love of his life. End of sentence. That's in the synopsis. When his bank is held up by infamous ghost bandits during his wedding week, he believes his future in-laws who just arrived in town are the infamous outlaws. So it's Pierce Brosnan and Ellen Barkin as the outlaws. Nina Dobrev, who I feel like I've seen her in something, but couldn't place her anywhere. But Pierce Brosnan and Michael Rooker are some of the big name actors in this. And of course they have to team up. Of course they have to team up. Yes, he's right. It is his in-laws that are the outlaws.
Yeah. But I like how the synopsis, like, it leaves it like, are they? But the trailer is like, yeah, they show it in the trailer. Like, that's not the mystery.
Yeah, I mean they give you like the full story in this trailer.
Actually a hostage thing over just a simple, are they bad guys?
Right. Yeah, they fully give it all away in the trailer, not in a bad way though, like just a good rundown on the story, and it looks hilarious. Anyway, so they team up, and Adam Devine's like, "Do I look like James Bond?" Or the mom is like, "You look like James Bond," and Pierce Brosnan's like, "Really? Which one?" And what'd she say?
The fifth one.
The fifth one. Yeah.
I do believe that's technically Roger Moore, but that's if you count that like original black and white one. So my guess is she's going Timothy Dalton. Because that would be after Roger Moore.
That's a good. Where is Eric when you need him?
I know.
Man. Captain Dunsel.
Either way,
Bond expert.
Either way, it wasn't Pierce Brosnan.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it was. That's part of why it's so funny. But I also think people will laugh thinking it is Pierce Brosnan.
Yeah.
Either way, great
Either
trailer.
way, it's funny.
Great trailer. Had a lot of fun with that one. Nurse Chapel's written into the nerd box with a really fun question here. Nurse says, "Okay, nerd box question for you nerds." Using all of our lingo there. I read this week that Harrison Ford wants everyone to stop asking who would win in a fight between Indiana Jones and Han Solo. Very good question. Who do you guys think would win? And are these the best Harrison Ford roles? Good question. Okay. So, Morgan, do you think Indy would win in a fight or Han would win in a fight?
Are we just going straight fifth here?
What are you thinking? What's the reasoning behind your question?
If we go straight fists, I say Indy.
Okay.
If they're allowed to have their weapons on them.
Okay.
And Han, because I think Han is probably better with his weapon than Indy is, because we honestly don't see him shoot really that often, in the movie. Whereas Han, that's his weapon, man. He doesn't have a whip. That's
Sure.
what he's using. So he's more trained with it. And plus, it's a laser gun.
Plus, it's
it's
a one-shotter. It's a one-shot, one kill.
It goes through stormtrooper armor, so it doesn't matter what it's.
I think you're right. I mean, Indy freaking would dominate in a fist fight.
In a fist fight, yeah. Because Indy's a scrapper, man.
I feel like Han's not much of a. I think he punches like one guy.
Yeah.
In all of Star Wars. Anyway, I feel like he'd get his butt kicked. Mainly because that's why he's Chewie. He has muscle. He has a bodyguard.
Yeah, Chewie's his muscle. Yeah.
All right. So, are these the best Harrison Ford roles? That's
Definitely the most iconic.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a very subjective question. Are they they are not my favorite Harrison Ford role.
What is?
My favorite Harrison Ford role is Dr.
They do say, oh, all right, go ahead.
What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say Fugitive. I was gonna say we'd say.
Oh yeah. Dr. Richard Kimball. 1, 2, 3, go.
Yeah, definitely that. I mean, that's my favorite performance.
Oh, such a good performance. It's a movie I put on like at least once a year just to have on in the background. And he was so good.
Even if I missed the beginning and didn't know that guy killed his wife, I would be like, no, he did not kill his a one-armed man killed his wife. Like, why are we even questioning this? That's clearly what happened. Like,
yeah, don't listen to that recording of her saying that her husband killed her. No, I mean that movie, you know, was I like 9 when that movie came out? That movie will forever have a place in my heart. And Tommy Lee Jones, for that matter, too.
I don't give you any shit about your ponytail either.
One of the best lines.
I didn't kill my wife. I don't care. I love that.
Dr. Richard Kimball. If I understand if it's Indiana Jones too, like that's also a very, you know, it's an iconic role obviously for him, but it also may be some of his best acting. He was so good in Shrinking, though. There to tie it to like bring this full circle.
I've seen the first 2 or 3 episodes of it.
Oh yeah,
like Andor. I'll finish it someday.
Jeez,
but he's good in that. From what I've seen,
yeah,
he's really good.
Oh, he's so good. He's like the heart of the show almost. And he's, you know, he's tough. He's got tough love for Jason Sudeikis, and he's got soft love for his daughter. Which it's just an incredible show. Yeah, Jason Segel. Sorry. You know, it's the same creator, the guy who did Scrubs. I can't remember. Ben Hamilton, I think his name.
No,
Bill Hamilton?
Bill Pullman. No, Bill.
Oh man, Meg is screaming at us.
Oh my God, what is his name? And I love Scrubs. I know this.
Well, you can look it up, but yeah, Harrison Ford in Shrinking, that could end up being one of his better roles that he's ever been in. He's so charming. But yes, I did mean Jason Segel.
Bill Lawrence.
What did we say?
Yeah.
Swami, Samsonite.
Bill Pullman.
Samsonite.
Samsonite.
Anyway.
Yeah, but it's Harrison Ford.
Yeah,
but he's probably due next for a baby, right? In the Al Pacino and Robert De Niro league. Maybe it's 79.
Maybe he's just got. I don't know. Maybe that's an Italian thing. Who knows? You know.
Yeah.
Fun rundown. I want more Spider-Man. We'll talk more Spider-Man on Wednesday. That's going to be like a full-on Spider-Man show.
Or sequel to Brett King's favorite movie.
I'm gonna hold off on replying to that until I'm gonna save it for the show. I'm gonna save it for the show. So tune in this week to the Nerd Rundown Presents as we review Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, love it. Hidden Strike, love it. Outlaws, love it.
We got a fun
rundown.
Fun time. Yeah.
And great question, Nurse Chapel. I didn't see you put your answers down, so I want to hear your answers on who you think would win in a fight.
A Harrison Ford question. Captain Dunzel is going to have a story, an essay written. Just you wait. I know it because we talk about Harrison Ford a lot. I know it. Just get ready.
Maybe he met him in the I met Harrison Ford.
Had the same experience.
Yeah, like I ate his French fries or something.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Morg, thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks for a lot of fun tonight. Looking forward to more Spider-Man this week as we review Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
I gotta wish my son good luck. He just did his playoff game, and his next game, he just won the playoff game, and his next game is Wednesday. So I hope I have a good report when we record that.
Yeah. Well, we'll record it here midweek and get it released here later in the week. But give some of you guys out there some time to go see this movie too, because you gotta see it before you listen to us talk about it, because it's gonna be spoilery.
Yeah.
Do
that non-spoiler review crap.
Yeah, nah, I'm gonna spill all the beans. Happy birthday, D. Right? Thank you for allowing Morgan to do this with us, because he is a delight. We love having Morgan. So thank you, D. And happy birthday. All right, well, with that being said, we'll see you all on the next The Nerd Rundown.
Deuces.